Welcome back, children. In this class, I am going to discuss how to connect Python with SQL. Before starting that, first you should know what you mean by front-end interface and back-end interface. Front-end interface is the application using which we are accepting the input from the user. Back-end interface means these data, the data which is accepted from the user or the processed data, we can store somewhere permanently in a storage device, in a storage place. That application is known as backend. Backend interface is the place where we are storing the data permanently. Front-end interface is the place or it's an application using which we are accepting the data from the user. Now we can see what are the different procedures needed to connect Python with SQL. Only 4 different procedures are there. The first step, we have to import MySQL connector. There is a module. To get this module, we install our MySQL using the pip. We install MySQL connector. So the first step, we have to import MySQL connector module in Python. Second step, by using the method connect, there is a method named connect is there. By using the method connect, we have to establish a connection between Python and SQL. And the third step, by using the cursor object or by using the cursor method, you have to create a cursor object to interact with MySQL through Python. So the third step, by using the cursor method, you have to create a cursor object to interact with MySQL and Python. Using that cursor object only the interaction is taking place. And the fourth procedure is using the method execute. Using the method execute, we can execute any SQL commands. So only 3 methods we are using here and 4 procedure steps. The first step, you have to import the module mysql.connector. It is .mysql.connector. And second one is using the method connect. You are establishing a connection between your MySQL and Python. Third step, by using the cursor method, you are creating a cursor object. And the fourth step, by using the execute method, you are executing the MySQL commands. Right? Now, I am going to start Python and I am going to do the Python coding here. The first step, we have to import. So, import MySQL.connector. MySQL.connector. There is a module name and you can use an alias name along with the module name that we studied last year. As, by using the keyword as, you can use an alias name for the module because the module name is a big one. So you can use an alias one name. I am going to give the alias name as my connector. My connect. So this is my alias name. Next step, using the second step is using the connect method. We are establishing a connection between Python and MySQL. And that will create a connection between Python and MySQL. So I am going to write. It will give you a connection object also. So that is why the connection object name is this is a user defined name. I am going to give the connection object name as CONN. That is a user defined name. Any name you can use it over there. and your module name is my connection, dot method name. I told you it is connect is the method name, and inside the bracket host equal to local host and root equal to by default user equal to root. By default the username will be root itself, because in installation part of your this is coming from your MySQL, and the installation part we are not changing the username. So username by default it is root itself, comma password equal to, I told you just give the password as root. In my system I set the password as root, so I am going to give the password as root. So by using this sentence, now it is established a connection between Python and MySQL. See that module name mycon dot connect, host equal to localhost. When you install MySQL, you can see that host name is installing there. Localhost is installing there. So that is the localhost, host name as localhost, and username and password is mentioned there. And then third step, you have to create a cursor object by using the method cursor. So cursor object, I am going to use the cursor object name as CUR. It is also a user defined name. Any name you can use it over there. I am going to use a CUR cursor equal to, you have to use the connection object name. In this program, connection object name is CONN dot cursor. So it created a cursor object, and the cursor object name is CUR. And by using that fourth step, by using the execute method, you can execute the SQL command. So I am going to use the cursor object CUR dot execute, and the first query I am going to execute here is show database. Show databases. This is the first query I am going to execute here. Once again go through the program. First step, you imported the module, and module name you given an alias name for the module mycon, and using mycon you are calling the method connect, and three arguments are there. One is host name, second one is username, and third one is password. That the last two part depends upon your MySQL installation. And the third step, you have to create a cursor object by using the connection object. Connection object is CONN. By using that connection object, you created a cursor object using the method cursor. And using the cursor object, you are calling the method execute to execute the SQL query. So what is the use of this show database? It is just display the entire databases present in MySQL. Now, after executing this statement, all the databases present in MySQL will be present inside the variable CUR or cursor object. And the next step for P in CUR. So one by one you are extracting. Print P. From cursor object you are extracting the first database and display nodes pane. Same procedure will be repeated. Now I am going to run this program, check how the output is coming. This is connect 2. I am going to give the file name as connect 2. Any error is there? No, there is no error is there. You can see all the databases that is present in MySQL. That is present in my systems MySQL. See that this is information schema by default is coming over there. MySQL is also a default database. Test is also a default database. These are the two databases which is user defined database. Employee and student, they are the user defined databases present in MySQL. That you can try out here in MySQL also. Open the MySQL. This is not the MySQL screen. Yes, open the MySQL. Try out the same command, show databases. Check it, the same answer you are getting or not. Yes, same database is displaying here in the MySQL also. So that is this is the way you can use your connection between, you can create a connection between Python and MySQL. Next topic we can study next class. Today I am going to wind up this topic. Thank you children.